What's up, guys? Welcome back to the World Championship Series of America. You're watching the Challenger League Day 2. I'm axeltoss, joined by axslav. We just saw a crazy game in Game 1 between llusion and Macsed. Game 2 is going to be on Belshir Vestige. Let's go ahead and start the game. The players have told me they're ready. Of course, we're live right now. Remember, get on Twitter, hashtag WCS, and give us your thoughts on these games, and you might be featured on the stream. It has to be a good tweet, though.
It does. You know what was really crazy about the last game is we were talking about all the madness that went on, like in the mid-game.
Yes.
I actually kind of forgot for a second how that game opened. With llusion doing a very delayed expansion.
Yeah.
Marine Widowmine bunker aggression from the front, Widowmine Marine dropping in the back, and it kind of got this weird balance where like maybe it was evened out with llusion being ahead in tech and infrastructure, but Macsed having better economy because of llusion staying on one base for such a long time. So Game 2, I'm so excited to see what llusion pulls out, as well as Macsed. The fast Oracle play was really interesting.
Yeah, pretty unique style coming out of Macsed there. You know, I don't know what they really base their play upon, as far as, you know, are they watching GSL all the time? Are they getting their strategies from those pro Korean players, or do they do their own thing? Do they come up with their own stuff? So. Really cool seeing the type of play from Macsed. I'm a Protoss player on the ladder who likes playing around with different styles. So super excited to see what happens here in game number 2, where we have in the bottom right-hand location the blue Protoss player hailing from China. He's down 1-0. He must win 2 in a row here to advance to the next round of the Challenger League. He is Macsed. And his opponent in the top left-hand location, representing the United States of America, and of course his team, Mouse Sports. Currently up 1-0, 1 win away from advancing to the next round of the bracket. He is llusion. 17 years of age. Forgetting Stim last game. What
you know, if llusion lost that last game, which was insanely close,
yeah,
he would really be kicking himself over for getting Stim at that point, because that was just...
What's worse, forgetting Stim or forgetting Warp Gate?
It all depends on the builds. Like, there's actually a lot of builds where you can forget Warp Gate for like a minute and it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just a Protoss going like Phoenix into Robo into third base or something, like, okay, just build a couple more sentries out of single gateway. And yeah, it's like your sentries come out 30 seconds later. But if you're not being all in, it actually doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess okay, let me be a little bit more specific. Let's say,
but Stim's the same thing, right? If you're both playing defensive and you forget it for a minute, but nothing would happen in that minute. So
right.
It's all down to what the actual build. It's not like just a generality of one being more important. They're both can be game deciders in a lot of situations.
All right, let's see what happens here. We got llusion scouting with that SCV, trying to find out what's going on. These 2 gases, very standard. 2 guys on each gas. Gateway and the Cyber Core. No crazy early forge. Behind this, putting down a reactor. I don't think he went gas first. Before barracks. No, he didn't. And probably an expansion coming down soon from llusion.
I thought of the best way to say it. So if you're trying to figure out how that would feel as a Protoss player for getting Stim,
yeah,
it's like you're playing PvP and you're walking across the map with 3 stalker pressure and you're doing a 3 warp gate timing behind it.
Yep.
And your 3 stalkers walk up and they do a bunch of damage. You're killing your opponent's units, and you're like, okay, just warp in 3 more stalkers and I'll win the game because he only has like 2 stalkers left, right?
Yeah. So you warp him in, right?
Yep. And then you realize you can't, so you have to run home. But you've already done some decent damage, and it's not like you're too far behind. It's just you had the game instantly won. And because you forgot that critical upgrade, you know, the game goes on with you at maybe a slight advantage or maybe equal game. Who knows? You
know, in llusion's Premier League matches, he was telling me he made some mistakes like that. I think he researched like Stim instead of Comet Shields in that game against Moonglade.
Yep, exactly. That was on Aklon Waste 2.
Yeah.
That's his cursed map.
That's the map.
He was doing that Marine Hellion timing kind of, not like it was a 2-base timing type thing, but yeah. Maybe it's just not his map.
Gotta remember your stuff. But mistakes like that happen at the pro level for sure.
Oh, remember llusion beat Alicia in one map in their series?
Yes.
In Premier League. Remember what build he used? He got a command center. Then he got a bunch of Marines. And then he got Medivacs and Hellbats.
Yes, and he dropped on top. That was on Aklon Wastes.
Yep.
I remember that. That was a great match.
He's doing the exact same build
I think
here.
that was a play of a day on our YouTube.
It was. You can go check it out. YouTube.com/official. MLGSC2 was an awesome play of the day. 6 Hellbats, 3 Medivacs. ignited Afterburners, got behind the Protoss army, prevented it from retreating, and toasted it up. And then Marines hit from Marine and Widowmine and a few SCVs, I think. Actually, he only pulled like 2 SCVs.
Didn't he start that with Hellbat drops a little bit?
Yes, but it was the same. It looks exactly like this game.
Right.
It wasn't one base Hellbat drop. It was
sure.
Actually, everything looks exactly like this game. He gets 2 Widowmines first, while he's waiting for the armory, and then he goes into Hellbats and he does a couple drops to try to get him to use those photon overcharges, and then once he has a larger medevac / Hellbat / Marine force, he goes in for the attack.
I wonder if Macsed saw this game. He has or saw that game. He has an Oracle going across the field.
This is very
here.
different.
You know, if Macsed, looking around, there's the SCVs.
Run SCVs. They should run straight to the Widowmine. That'd be out, or straight to the Marines front.
Where's the Widowmine? Okay.
It's at the front.
Okay.
Oh, Macsed he doesn't see the Widowmine. He did. Oh.
Definitely felt it.
Yeah, the Oracle definitely saw it when it was hitting it. That's something that, sometimes you can notice the bump on the ground, but
yeah.
There's also different terrains. You place it differently, and it's easier or more difficult to notice. And here comes the Hellbat drop counter. Will this be more effective than the Oracle?
All right, here we go. He's going to drop at the National Expansion, and there we see the Photon Overcharge going down. The Hellbat's trying to track down those probes.
Not going for the medevac, though, which I think, Macsed didn't do that either before.
I think that medevac's going to die, isn't it?
Yeah, even with Afterburners, Phoenixes are faster.
Those
but
Hellbats are trapped when they make it home.
They should be able to.
Unless he gets lifted.
One Phoenix lifts the Hellbat just to piss it off. It's like, out here shrugging in there. I mean, so Macsed could, of course, lift him and run his Stalkers out, but that's pretty risky.
There's another medevac could be ready and waiting, too.
Yeah, and is it worth the chance that you lose all your probes to a counter drop to kill 1 Hellbat? I mean, that's like killing 1 Zealot, right?
Yeah.
It feels like it's worth more. It's scarier, but it's actually just 100 minerals. So, look at this scout by Macsed. Isn't that neat? That is a unique style of scouting.
I rebinded my Phoenix Hallucinate to V, so I just hit V.
Yeah, it had to be a mistake. I mean, sometimes you would make a hallucinated Colossi to fool your opponent, but something where you walk across the map with a single Colossus is not going to fool anyone.
He's stopping it too.
Yeah, it was just purely a misclick, and he meant to make a Phoenix a scout.
And this is actually pretty costly because he could see what's happening right now, but he can't now.
That's
right?
Yeah, the Phoenix was like
imagine if you had a hallucinated Phoenix there.
That is true. I think he already kind of can see what I mean, he knows it's Hellbats, right? From the earlier attack. You know what? Illusion's actually doing a different build than the game I was talking about. He's going full mech behind us. So that's different than the game he used versus Alicia. And he's coming in for the attack now.
There is a Photon Overcharge available, immediately deployed. The Hellbat's going to drop on top of this Protoss army. So much terror here. Marines and Hellbats getting lots of damage done. And Photon Overcharge, while it is in effect, there's just too many units.
Yeah, this is a very difficult timing to stop, actually. And it's even more difficult if you open Oracle and don't do damage. Macsed he doesn't have any units.
And he doesn't have Photon Overcharge for the main either. So I don't know how he stops this army of the main.
That was a key part of that earlier drop, not just to kill probes, but to use that energy. Oh, and the Colossus, 90% doesn't
If there's
even
anything
get
that
out.
could save him there, it would be that Colossus.
I mean, because of course the Marines obviously don't have stim, but he's going mech. Oh, he's gonna go for it again. He's gonna trap the Stalkers.
Yeah.
No retreat.
Well,
no surrender either.
They could jump off the cliff, but StarCraft doesn't allow that yet.
I would have jumped. I was a Stalker. You do not want to burn to death, man. That's one of the worst. I would much rather jump off a cliff than burn to death.
Yeah. Well, unless it's one of those cliffs where you don't really know how high you are, so you don't know if to drop or kill you. Because I'd rather see broken legs. It's not fun. So, I mean, I'm trying to wonder, what does Macsed do?
He types in GG. Or, I mean, eventually, the medevacs will run out of energy, and because there's no stim, the Stalkers can kite for a while and slowly pick everything off.
Yeah.
In fact, he's not actually kiting with the Stalkers, though, because he worked himself. So he is going to eventually defend this, but I don't think he can wave the flag and say victory at this point.
No. Well, he could wave it, certainly, but Illusion would just laugh.
He didn't lose many probes. That's the upside. The downside is he lost his entire army, and he had the Robo, and he lost, like, another army that he was warping in while he was defending. I mean, extremely cost and effective. And behind that, of course, Illusion is now coming with Stage 2.
Yeah. Lots of tanks, lots of Hellbats, even bringing forward the SCVs for repairing.
He did keep the Mothership Core alive.
Yeah.
He was able to keep that alive. So he will have 1 Photon Overcharge. I don't think that'll stop this army, though. And I actually hesitate because there's only 2 medevacs and they're almost dead. If you can focus those down fast. And he actually has a good amount of zealots. Illusion's army is not as big as I thought it would be because... Oh, because there's 4 Hellions in the medevacs. That's why.
Yes, 4 Hellbats.
Yeah, 4 Hellbats.
All right, here he comes. Photon Overcharge going down once again. Illusion trying to win once and for all here again. He only needs this 1 win to win this best.
I respect him backing up and waiting for Photon Overcharge to go away. Look at that siege position. It's just outside the range of Photon Overcharge.
Yep.
And maybe he could have gotten there and won if he did Ignite Afterburners like we saw earlier and, Hellbats attacking from multiple angles. But if you're this far ahead, why risk it?
Yep.
Oh, looks like he actually is just going to go in, even when Photon Overcharge is still going on. Sieging up now. Here come the Hellbat drops.
Deploying the Vikings as well on the ground, realizing they're not going to be much use in the air, but realizing that Colossus could be a threat. And this natural expansion is probably going to die.
Oh, there's one Immortal. He says, come here, tanks, you're mine. And he is going to take out one.
Takes down 1.
Yeah.
But there are 4 more.
So let's try to warp him right by the tanks. Cute little move there. Oh, that's, of course, retreat and take those out.
There's the GG. Illusion also dropped a mule at the end of that one.
Letting his opponent know that that game was his and it's the appropriate time to leave.
Illusion's such a strong player. That was really impressive play from him. Really impressive best of 3. The 2-0 from Macsed, and it seemed pretty darn convincing. I mean, again, if we talk about the game before, if he remembered Stim, he would have won that right away. And in this game, just that push with the Hellbats, following it up with the tanks, able to make it happen. And, Macsed, what could he have done differently there to potentially defend that?
One of the hard things is he opened Stargate, and his Oracle he killed, I think, 1 or 2 SCVs and immediately died to Widowmine. So that kind of put him a little bit behind. And the thing is he was going for Phoenix Colossi, which is a composition that takes about 5 minutes from when you start going for it to really kick into gear. And he needed that first Colossus to be out, and it was 90% out. Illusion attacked him too soon. It's a very tough composition against an early timing like what Illusion did, because he hit when there's like 1 Phoenix that can't really do anything, just flies around and stares at the medevacs, and there's only like 2-3 gateway units. So sometimes if you add a forge and if you see that timing coming, you can add in like even 1 photon cannon from your natural and target the medevacs early.
Right.
Sometimes that's enough, but that's a very difficult timing to hold when going for the build that Macsed went for.
Also, that Photon Overcharge that he used at the natural, if he had targeted down the medevac,
oh, yes.
that can be a fairly important thing to do. Because again, medevacs are probably one of the most important units in that composition when a Terran is going for a push like that. But Illusion taking the 2-0. Next up, we got Minigun versus Ian. Of course, Ian, the Taiwanese Zerg player. So guys, stay tuned. You're watching WCS America Challenger League Day 2. Minigun versus Ian coming up.